court. Fantastic. Thank you for joining us, Mindaugas.
Hello, hello, hello. Nice to see you.
Lovely seeing you too. I took like a half an hour break in between the sessions before our live interview today. And I thought, what is it I want to kind of grasp into you and take it out? And I have this beautiful idea, and I think that you will agree with that, there are moments when being a business owner, you can be at the very, very top. And there are moments when you can be kind of down in yourself, and you can't even share those moments with no one in the company, in your company, because we don't want to create, unsafety and start people believing that we're not capable to manage the whole thing. So what I thought that it would be so great to start our dialogue from angels and demons of being an entrepreneur, because I believe that there is a difference when you are employed as the CEO in some type of company and when you own that company, because CEOs, they can, just leave it. Well, you can't necessarily very easy. So Mindaugas, if you could, first let's start sharing, what do you do, guys, and what's the value and impact you create with your Synergium translation services in this world and for your clients, and then we'll move to angels and demons.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Well, what we do translations, and generally only written translations. And written translations can be just some documents, but in most of the cases, there are boring documents that are called manuals, instructions. Some people never read instructions. Some people read and they cannot operate device without instructions because they really want to follow to the letter and do all the things right. So it depends on person, whether that person values local version or not, or goes with English, and if that person knows English. Also, we do translate applications. So if you use some smartphone from one company or another, you will see our translations there. And maybe not into your language. It depends where you're from, because we translate not in all languages those apps, but we do translate. And what's nice in our business is that we want to make all those products accessible to all the people. Not everybody speaks English, not everybody feels comfortable. So when we translate something, we believe if it's accurate and if it helps you to understand, or if it helps to sell some service, to enter new market, then we are happy. So we touch really the biggest companies in the world, their products, and we can tell, oh, we work for this or that blue chip company, and we are really proud of it.
Could you just name a few of those big companies you are having?
Yes. So very, very, very big search engine. Everybody knows how they search. Then Microsoft, and then could be automotive producers like Volvo, and could be Pfizer as medicine manufacturer. So different areas. Some of them are big companies, some of them are small. We don't care. Still, we have the same processes. Only some companies use lots of technologies, and some companies use less of the technologies, especially smaller businesses. But we help all of them.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting. Being able to, kind of look at all these different industries and, kind of make this impact in the world. Sometimes I believe you even are, due to your instructions, you may be saving lives for someone. So Mindaugas, let's talk about those angels and demons now. I believe you've been running this business for 10 plus years, if not 15 or more.
15.
And I know from myself and from my own experience, and as well being so close to other beautiful people and elite entrepreneurs just like you, that, as I mentioned, there are ups and downs. And normally we talk always about the success and all the, pink colors and how it's fantastic to be your own boss and blah, blah, blah. But let's make this interview raw, truth, and and honest. Because I think that this is what you are so good at, and I don't want any masks, and I think that we can truly nail that with you. So if you could share with me and others, what are those, truly high moments for yourself when you experience something, and what are those opposite to high moments? And how do you feel? What types of questions you have in your inner dialogue? How do you cope with that, and how you move on?
Okay. So what really motivated me all those years is the ability to develop, to create, to grow, and to see, oh, it's growing, the company, and there are more and more people. Oh, we will be big, or at least we're different than yesterday, than last year. So this ability to create ideas and then to implement them, and that gives really good rush of dopamine, because you created it in your mind, then you talk with other people and with your team, and they have created it, they have implemented, so it works. It's not only just idea in your mind that stimulates you, but it works, it's real. And especially it's motivating at the very beginning of the business, because if you don't have too much experience, then you see, we'll be successful, it will be, well, not easy, but yeah, we'll be successful. And at the beginning, little, but have lots of belief in yourself, and you get energy from there. So that's really nice, to believe that you will be successful, and that your team will be successful, and that it will happen, some project or some service, and you see, somebody's buying, the big name is buying our services, and then this constant growth, not only change but growth, then it's like progress. And I really like progress, that this is now better than last year, we are doing something at more high level, even people management, but it's on a higher level than last year. We develop, we are great, we are smart. So that gives lots of dopamine
for you, right?
For me and for the team.
Yeah, you've always been, like, in my eyes, this type of person who loves creating and loves having his own kind of playground where you feel that you are the badass, as I say,
Yeah.
There is no one else dictating you any type of rules, unless it's clients, where you can still kind of say yes or no to those people you want to work or not with. Could you as well share with us those highly memorable moments when you realize that it's not enough, just to have the illusion of the future growth, because life is here and now, and the cash flow is here and now, people come and go here and now, and you with all the moods and etc. Could you share those moments when you kind of truly realize that those pink glasses doesn't work anymore?
Okay. So when there was this financial crisis in 2008, I had rosy glasses, and I thought, okay, so the world is collapsing, but we will grow, we'll be smart, because we'll do something completely different than other folks do. And well, that was not good idea to even expand more when everybody is trying to be conservative. But then it was not so difficult, as I blamed the environment. That okay, so that's crisis. Those are the banks or the politicians who did it. So okay, but it was not me. It was not me. So that I could have an excuse that. Something from external forces is responsible for that, somebody or something. But later in 2019, then there were no external forces, and we had some troubles, some problems with cash flow, and I was developing with my team some nice system, very expensive one IT system, and it was not being launched, and then I had nobody to blame, and that was not easy to understand and to feel it, because okay, I must admit, one of those demons is that I, to some extent, started to blame my team. Yeah, because I did not want to blame myself, because I'm very good, I'm very creative, but somewhere in my head I was blaming that, oh, somebody did something not to the way I wanted, and therefore you are to be blamed. So I admit it. So this was my mistake, and it was not easy for me to overcome this feeling, this urge to blame somebody else rather than me. So I did it for, I was living with this feeling for some time, and those wounds, they heal not so quickly. Right.
Okay. So, I believe it's very human for us to, to victimize and then find excuses, as you say, and but deep inside we know, like really, when we begin to scratch deep inside, we all know, right? So, and when did you kind of came to this conclusion that you want a different type of both yourself, with the different thoughts, and Mindaugas, who is capable to take the reality in the way it is and to see it the way it is without putting, too many dramas around the thoughts. Because I believe as well, this is the moment where, especially when the reality is not pretty, is not pinky, and there is minus, there is some kind of, holes within the cash flow and etc. Faster we acknowledge that, faster we can probably come out of that. So when was that moment, and what triggered you to take those pink glasses away? And I truly remember that moment. So
right. Yeah, so it was also thanks to you, because then we talked about holistic perspective, and I needed to concentrate on something. So earlier, I think I've been concentrating on myself, on my ideas, and like company achievements and ideas, where it was not a narcissistic approach, so to say. But then when those problems appeared, I thought, okay, still I need to care about something. Somebody needs to be the most important person. And then we discovered that clients are the most important, and their voice is the most important. They pay the bills. And then we started to track this customer voice, right? When I thought, okay, now let's everybody care about not ourselves, but about the customers. Earlier, we were also caring about the customers, but with some narcissistic flavor. And right now, we developed the system that let's measure how customers react. Let's measure whether they are happy or not. And that's very good shift from focus from yourself being narcissistic and to the customer who really needs help. And it's so easy to lose customer's voice in an organization, because there are many people, and then somebody hears that customer has a problem, but somebody loses it, or somebody is not is afraid to tell somebody else, and maybe somebody thinks that it's quite little problem, so let's not solve it today, let's solve it later. But when you put it on board in the war room, right, this lean method of having all most important KPIs and customer voice on the corridor, on the wall, then it helped me to concentrate from narcissism, from troubles, to what matters most on customer. So I had my crown earlier, but then the crown was given to the customer.
Into the profit, right?
Into the profit, right? Sure.
Okay, that sounds really colorful, and I love the way you are just expressing that so eloquently. So let's speak about this measure of measuring the client's voice, because I believe that when you and I would talk and we know what's behind that, people who are listening, they truly they can't understand that. So what did it take you guys with the team to literally, you know, take every email from the client, scan what they are asking for, not only in the kind of request for the purchasing some type of service, but as well when they are saying like, where have you disappeared, or when are you gonna send me a proposal because you promised some time. So how did that look like?
What I like in lean methodology, in Toyota production system, that value is created by employees, by those front workers, those that deal with customers, and even managers, even if they have brilliant ideas and strategic thinking, they don't solve the problems on the spot. So people solve the problem on the spot, specialists, and then we just visualized what problems we have. Earlier, somebody was solving something, and we were not aware whether it's solved or not, whether this problem existed or not, and we just thought, okay, what shall we put as important aspects of our service? As we produce services, right? It's translation, it's air, not something tangible, not even paper, but some file, an electronic file, and then we thought, okay, what's important? Not everything. Okay, quality is important, the linguistic quality. Did they like it or not? Sometimes they're not experts, so they just tell, okay, that's good, it's okay. Some project manager, some person can be very picky, some marketing specialist can, oh no, if we translate like this, then they will not buy. They are very sensitive customers. So then they send us some remark that, no, please redo it, please do it the other way. Okay, so linguistic quality, then we thought, okay, we need to be very punctual. In our business, you cannot be late for more than 5 minutes. In fact, even for 1 minute, you cannot be late. You need then to inform in advance. So we were measuring, okay, are we late? And we measured even two things. Are we late as we know? Because we know when we send the files back, right? And then did we count that customer knows that we are late? Sometimes we are late, but customer does not complain, and then we like sleep peacefully. But now we were late, so it's better to know proactively that we were late and put it on the board. Then there could be other complaints like communication or some misunderstanding. So we put several categories, and then we just counted, and not only counted, but told, okay, what can we do about this problem? Is somebody working on that? And if there is an owner, yes, I'm working on that. Then we are happy that, okay, somebody took the problem and maybe even shared the systematic approach that, okay, if we are constantly like late with some type of projects, maybe there is a systematic reason. Maybe not. It's not human error. Maybe some technology is misbehaving. Maybe the customer is not clear about the time zones we need to stick to. Yeah. So, and what I liked is that we started to know all together what are the problems, and then we could work on them because everybody was owning them, because they are transparent on the wall.
Every
day. This I liked.
And I can just imagine that if anyone listens, you know, it just sounds, you know, like too good to be true. You know, having my teams coming up every day to the board and literally being okay, watching more or less, I can't say it complaints of the client, but, you know, things they're not satisfied, and certainly things which I need to choose to be responsible for. You know, it needs some time, some type of collective understanding how our business works as the holistic interacting system with your clients, with actually freelancers you are hiring as suppliers, with a core team, and blah, blah, blah. So could you share, Mindaugas, like how did you create that atmosphere? Because people really need to feel safe because they're employed. I mean, it's your playground. You can, you know, do whatever you want with them at the end of the day. Let's be just honest, right? Because you are the boss anyway. You are 100% owner. So how to create this safety atmosphere where they feel that they can be themselves and they can literally say, hey, we got, I don't know, 𝗏𝗏 demands regarding this, and you know, actually take the action, be responsible.
I would like to say that, oh, it was emotional work, motivating, but it started from cash flow, from money, because we were counting the profits every day, the profits and cash flow every day on the same wall. And then when the same people, they look at complaints, then they look at cash, at profit, and then at cash flow. Somehow you relate those things and you see, oh, profit is getting lower and lower. Oh, and there are complaints slightly more and more. Aha. And then when you see the complete picture, when you see that it's there, then you make relations. And of course, well, why should they care about some profits? Because like profit is for owners or something. No, we introduced profit sharing, that there are bonuses, and if the whole company, not some department, if the whole company achieves some financial goal, like even every month, then we just pay the money. Earlier we did not do the yearly bonuses, but they were monthly bonuses, so that people would really clearly relate that, aha, good results, I have some money, good results, I got additional money. Later we switched into quarterly bonuses because it was too much work calculating bonuses every month. But on that wall there were like customer like orders and then money, and then we see, aha, those things are related. And of course this aspect of creating safety is also important, as if we tell, oh, who's responsible for that problem? Oh, that's you, John Smith. Oh, that's, what a shame, what a shame. Your future is damned in this company. Then, of course, nobody would like to take the ownership of those problems. But if you tell, oh, it's very interesting complaint. Oh, let's investigate. What happened? Oh, very interesting complaint. Guys, let's do something. Let's experiment. And in case we are successful, then maybe there'll be less complaints. And less complaints, you feel better. And of course, no pressurizing. So you need to create importance by not pressurizing, as then it's counterproductive.
Not by being desperate and kind of forcing people to do something they don't understand. You know what I love about the holistic business meetings, because this is, I just want to wrap it into the name so people understand what you've been guys doing. So basically, Mindaugas team and several teams, actually, it was not only one team, it was several teams on a daily basis. They were monitoring the pulse of the business as a whole, meaning that looking at the incoming demand, what type of demand is incoming, and knowing how much profit we want to generate. Because I mean, we should not be afraid of profit, because at the end of the day, we are here as the great companies because we can make huge impact, because we have or not, the profit. So profit is tremendously important. And I just always recommend to be brave and first of all, visualize it for yourself, take that step and kind of look at the fucking numbers, and don't be scared to, like, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, to say where we are at, and make decisions together with the team. Because sometimes I still remember when I had my first company, which was the fashion manufacturing company, I had this, everything in my head, meaning that, I mean, not the money, but when we've been in challenges, I thought that if I will share that with my beautiful, fantastic team, they will think less of me. And it's probably took me, I don't know, maybe 8 years to realize, like, why was I withholding that? Because I just didn't want people to think that they are in an unsafe place, that they will lose jobs because I will make some stupid decisions. So you are not alone, right? You have the team. So and a couple of more questions. If you could share, we've been sharing a lot about all these invisible things and some of the secrets that we should monitor the client voice and all these measures and cash flow. But if you could share the visible results, financial results, because I know we've been in minus, right? And I know as well that like it took maybe a year and a half, and you went guys into the plus. And I'm sure there are multiple causes to that, not only one cause. Could you share about the visible financial results?
So in 2019, we were in minus. Well, we were in minus also earlier because I was thinking that, okay, now we are investing. Amazon was also not profitable for first 10 or so years. And so let's get example from really big successful companies. But sooner or later, you see that, okay, cash flow is bad and you need to do something. And when in 2019 we started to measure money every day, and in fact I must admit that I did not like the money before that. Some psychological obstacle was in my mind, and I was not feeling well counting the money, measuring the profit, so some psychological thing. But later, when everybody counts the money, when everybody counts the profit, it means that doesn't matter I'm feeling uncomfortable or not, but everybody else is working on that. Everybody else is working on generating money. Also because their salaries depend, and not only the salaries, but that bonus, monthly bonus or quarterly bonus. So organization was weaker because it was only it was like on my shoulders. And now it's on shoulders of everybody. And it was quite tough year, but in a year, even in maybe 6 months, we started to see plus. But of course, we had some debts taken as countermeasure. So to get out from those debts, it took longer. So cash flow was not so nice for quite a while, maybe a year and a half. But later now we are a healthy company, and everybody knows profit goals. It means that subconsciously or consciously they know what we need to achieve. They know what we need to achieve, and what's good that we still daily need to calculate profits, to investigate problems, whether the problem has an owner, and it's like discipline. It's like daily routine. So that's very valuable.
If someone would ask you to remove those meetings and that discipline, what would you do?
That's impossible. That's impossible. That's impossible.
Okay. Yeah. Another question is that I have this question always in my mind. You know, it just sticks with me. I don't know, for the last 20 years, how we as the entrepreneurs, or for that sake CEOs, can kind of control the business as the whole through interactions without controlling it, like without feeling that we are like desperately pushing this top-down control. So could you share with me when there are moments when this desperateness to control top-down kicks in, and what do you do to not let that destroy the value interactions of your holistic system?
Mm-hmm. Right. I see that I want to control when I'm feeling unsafe myself, and entrepreneurs, they usually feel unsafe because they know the risks. Some of the risks they make up in their minds. So it's a constant feeling. Maybe there are ups and downs, but entrepreneurs know that there are risks outside, in competition, in regulation, in pandemic, everywhere. Right, and then I try to control everybody. At least I would like to. But right now, there is no need to control because the numbers are there. People care about the numbers, and not some people who control the other people who control the other people, but those people that create value, and value is created by translators, project managers, by those guys in production, as we call, who really create the value, who meet the customers every day. And if they know the data, if they know what's important, and they don't need somebody to control. Maybe they need somebody to, not to coach them, but to talk to, because sometimes it's difficult to work alone. Just you solve the problem, you meet the problem. But if you talk with another wise person who also is into the subject, not some person from the street, you just feel better, because then you can exchange opinions, and then you just feel better. It's the same feeling when you go alone in dark wood during the night, and then alone somehow you are really afraid because it's dark around you. But if you go with one more person, so you are there too in dark wood, and what could you do if there are wolves or bears or somebody else? Well, you still are weak, but you feel much braver, much better. So when two people talk, it can be, one can be specialist, another can be the manager. But if they talk, then they solve the problem, and there is no need to control.
Fantastic. And the last question. I tend to attract highly demanding people, just as I am. I mean, they're highly demanding from themselves, perfectionists, and you name it, highly creative and focused and blah, blah, blah. So you are one of them as well. Could you share with others how our work and our dance, I call it dance, looked like? How did we work? You know, what was happening? How fast or slow did it take, and etc. Because I feel sometimes, you know, myself, that it can be tricky to figure out whom I should hire, whom I should like truly trust to become my trustworthy advisor and take me by the hand to the finest implementation detail. Could you share that, Mindaugas?
Oh, of course. What I like when I approached you, your very good understanding of the problem, and then we talked. Sometimes some companies they try to create the impression of being very important, that everything is very complex, very sophisticated, and then they say, oh, we need some analysts to create some report about you. We'll do diagnostic session of 3 days and to see what, and it's so complex. And when I talked with you, then you thought, oh, the problem is clear, and then no marketing that's not creating value. Your problem is clear. You know what you want. Let's just do it. And then you also you were like a very good dance partner, as sometimes people forget that creating value, creating some service, it's like dance. If there are two partners, they need to dance with the same understanding of the dance, and not just dragging another person in hip hop style and rhythm and speed, while another person wants some vibes. And you were listening to our teams, to very different people, because there were many people involved, and you created this impression that you understand everybody, you listened and you heard everybody, and then people just trusted that that holistic management system is not some complex, fancy jargon, but it's very simple. It's only the things that work. So I like this simplicity and going right to the heart of the problem. So I like the simplicity. It's very important to tell in simple words very complex ideas, and then they just work because people understand them and they just do them.
Simple magic.
Simple magic.
Yeah.
Magic should be simple.
Yeah, fantastic. Still the final question, even though I thought that
okay.
final. So you know, I was thinking, kind of reflecting when COVID hit in 2019, that if I could create big audacious legacy on this planet Earth, what would that be? And Vilma and I, my partner, we came up with that our mission and our biggest passion would be actually to prevent companies falling into these traps. Like, do not wait for a company to generate, I don't know, even $5 million or euros a year. I mean, let's start when we're making, I don't know, 500,000 or $1 million or 2 or 3. It doesn't matter, because what I realized was that when we are called as these trustworthy advisors to those big corporations, literally it can take at least a year just to unpeel the rotten onion layers. And I thought that, I mean, there should be a way to do things better. I just need to be, you know, as well, better at communicating that. And what would you suggest, Mindaugas, for entrepreneurs who think they might be too small, you know, for looking at the processes, having a discipline, putting end-to-end measures, because I believe that they might feel, oh my God, you know, consultants and this type of managerial stuff, it's the big guys, they need that. I'm still small. And then one day they realize that the company became the soulless, you know, top-down machine. So what would you recommend?
Right, it's even more useful and valuable to start when you are still creating your culture, because later you need to change the rules or to change the people, as sometimes those rules are really ingrained in people's habits, in routines and procedures, and you might introduce some change, some really nice change for clients, and then there will be the voices. Oh, now we need to change our internal procedures. We have written so long procedures, and now we need to change a few things because of this change. Let's not change this. So, and it's reality. I've heard those things myself. People tell that because they have legacy. They have invested into some things that don't work anymore.
Too much attachment. Yeah, too much
attachment. Yes. So, and entrepreneurs that started the business, they have another problem. Sometimes there's not enough money. Sometimes there's not enough time. They grow too quickly, and then they don't want to invest. They tell, oh, I will invest later. But later might be a little bit too late, because it's much better to clean your house like every week rather than once per year when it's rotten around, when it's really there is dirt and lots of trash. Then it's really difficult, and also psychologically it's more difficult to clean big pile of trash. So if you do something not to full extent, just something. When you are a smaller company, it's good. And also you might learn very good measures. For example, a very good measure of financial health, it's looking at your bank account. Is there more money or less money? And you can learn how to not overcomplicate the things in those 71 financial KPI. Now you can just look at 1 or 2 KPIs, and then you will really control the situation, see the situation. So the younger company does that, creates the right processes, then the easier they will scale, the easier they will avoid pitfalls, and later it's continuous improvement. It's not let's do revolution and turn the company upside down. It's important to learn to improve. It's very important. Otherwise, it's chaotic improvement. But it's better when it's chaotic, but manageable chaos when you are a smaller company.
Fantastic. I really hope that people are taking that to the insights and being sparkled and inspired, you know, by you. So thank you, Mindaugas, for joining us and sharing your story vulnerably with us. And yeah, wishing you the best good luck and extending your vision, you know, to the moon, to the Mars, whatever you decide to, because now you have really strong operational muscles and a strong team.
Yes, and our team learned a lot, and they're really great team, and it's holistic vision is to give the power to the people, to everybody. So, and that really grows the people, and I'm really thankful for that, and my colleagues are also thankful, because they are now just brilliant. They took ownership of everything. Very nice.
Fantastic, Mindaugas. Thank you.
Thank you.